fast company indeed.
Very fast. Wow.
Wells in the gun, wide side to his left to slot that way, and Izzy Abanikanda off an 80-yard touchdown. Now Wells going to run a quarterback draw. He's going to get good yardage, about 8. Runs out of bounds on the far sideline, chased out by Devonshire. But he's close to the first down.
Make him earn it. Make him work for it.
They're calling it out of bounds at the 32, so it's second down. 4th and 8 after that 5-yard gain.
I'll take a delay here, right?
I think.
Take a delay. No need to rush. No need to rush.
The only thing is that stops the clock, but gives you more room to operate.
And a very pleasant good evening to everybody watching via the Kennedy Catholic YouTube feed. Special thanks to Lee Groce and all the great folks at Kennedy. I'm Ryan Briggs along with Chris Birch from Sports Radio 96.7. Our FM audience will be joining us in a few moments when the Pitt game concludes. Pitt salting away a win over Virginia Tech at Acrisure Stadium. Chris, Mercer, Kennedy, Region 1 action. Mustangs have won 3 in a row. Kennedy a little bit short-handed tonight, but the Golden Eagles have done some good things this year. Yeah. A very dangerous team coming in, an explosive team. This is a very, very intriguing matchup here in week number 7.
It really is, yeah. And then you mentioned it. Certainly, this Mercer team has been sort of getting better and rising throughout this season. Putting together a nice 4-game winning streak here. But yeah, Kennedy Catholic, lots of reasons to be optimistic about the direction they're heading. They have some very talented playmakers, and a lot of those talented playmakers are underclassmen. So they pose problems for teams, and certainly Mercer, is going to have to deal with the quarterback Samir Wade, and a defense that's been very stingy for Kennedy. So. Yeah, no doubt about it. You used the word intriguing. That is exactly the right word for this particular matchup.
Yeah, Samir Wade, just an explosive, dangerous player, dual threat quarterback. He's the dual threat of dual threats. Yeah. And on the Mercer side, Mercer, it's an old school approach, but a very effective approach. The Delaware wing T offense, it's a balanced rushing attack. All 3 starting backs, certainly are very capable, and it's going to kind of be a matchup, can Mercer, get the ground game going, and can Kennedy hit the big plays?
Right. That's exactly it. Right. Yeah. Mercer wants to, control the clock, pick up first downs, keep Samir Wade and the offense off the field. I mean, Samir will be playing defense, but keep that offense off the field so that they can hit the big plays and just kind of almost salt the game away right from the beginning. Whereas, Kennedy, they want to get out there and get people into space, get Wade into space, and try to make Mercer try to play catch up. I think that's the big thing here for Kennedy is they don't want to get down 14-0 to Mercer, because then it's going to be tough to get the ball enough times to catch up to them. It's going to be kind of that old-fashioned two really opposing styles going at it, and the beginning of the game is going to be very important.
Kennedy will kick off to begin tonight's game. Golden Eagles, white jerseys, burgundy numbers and letters, burgundy pants, gold helmets, gold trim. Mercer tonight in the camo jerseys with navy numbers and letters, white pants, navy stripes, navy helmets. Yeah. So it will be, perhaps a bit challenging to see the Mercer numbers, the blue on the camouflage, but it's Damien Maddox and Ben Godfrey deep for Mercer. Aiden Chillick has it teed up at the 40. Kennedy going right to left in the first quarter. Glad you could join us tonight here on the Kennedy Catholic YouTube, Kennedy Catholic Family of Schools YouTube. Chillick on the run-up, angles this one towards the far side. Fielded on the run-up at the 15 by Godfrey. Godfrey to the 25, across the 30, into the open. Godfrey at midfield. He's the 41 man to beat. Chillick gets past him to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mercer, 85 yards on the opening kickoff. And the Mercer Mustangs strike quickly, 6-0 Mustangs.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, he just was able to kind of get through that first wave, get to that second level, and then when he kind of bounced outside and went down that far sideline, it became a foot race between he and everybody else. Like you said, the last man that had a chance was the kicker, Aiden Churlick, and just blew by him, and Mustangs on the board first.
Second kick return of the season for the Mustangs. Damien Maddox had a 90-yarder earlier this year, and now it's Godfrey going 85 yards, 6-0 Mercer, 18 seconds gone by. And will be Troy Bachman to attempt the extra point. Bachman this year, 13 of 16. Haynes will hold. Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up. It's a line drive. It is good. And Mercer has a 7-0 lead. Oh, Chris Birch, if you're the Mercer Mustangs, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, that's a heck of a start. And again, I just was practically still talking about how important it was going to be for Kennedy to get off to a quick start here, not get down early because Mercer's so good at ball control. But That was no sooner out of my mouth when it was 7-0, just like that, as Godfrey with the kick return for the touchdown.
And now we will get a look at the Kennedy Catholic offense. Kennedy certainly a big strike offense with Samir Wade leading the way. The quarterback, Wade, this year, 878 rushing yards. He's thrown for 308 yards. Damien Harrison, the freshman, has also gotten some time recently at quarterback. We could see both of them. Jermaine Dunlap, the 6'3" receiver on the outside, 18 catches this year. And they certainly, those guys certainly presenting can present some matchup problems for a secondary. One change for Kennedy. It's at center. Bladen Parsetich moves from guard to center. The center, Eric Pagan, out tonight. He was disqualified from last week's game, so he's out tonight. And, Kennedy already a little bit thin up front. And to lose a two-way starter and a two-year starter in Pagan at the center position, we'll have to see how that shakes out.
Right, thin at depth at each position. Thinking about teams with 50 people on their roster, but also just thin, with numbers. So, yeah, anytime you have a situation like that, that's a tough one, so that could certainly become an issue as this game goes along.
Troy Bachman has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. 2 men deep for Kennedy back near the 20. Bachman sends a line drive on the near side, and it is picked up at the 19-yard line. Jermaine Dunlap with it, and he is going to be tackled at the 26-yard line, a return of 7 yards as Alex Leftheris makes the tackle in the kick coverage. Kennedy will put it in play at the 27. Moving right to left, we'll have our first offensive play of the game. Kennedy trailing 7-0.
Yeah, pretty good coverage there by Mercer's kick unit, right? I mean, not a great kick, but so Kennedy will take it in decent field position here at their own 26, but still great coverage. They got down there in a hurry and just absolutely nowhere for Jermaine Dunlap to go.
Golden Eagles will send Jermaine Dunlap wide to the left. It's an empty set. 2 receivers and a tight end to the right. Wade on a design quarterback run, goes over right tackle. Wade will fight forward for about 3. Brought down by Caden Geiler. Samir Wade. I have a hunch we're going to see a lot of Samir Wade tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see he's just trying to make space and get to that second level. And just a really good job there by the Mercer interior guys not letting him do that.
2nd down and 7. Dunlap will come out wide to the left. Going wide right is Damien Harrison, wearing number 24 tonight. Normally wears 2, but wearing 24 tonight. 2 receivers to the right. They're both flankers. There's a wingman to the left as well. Now Elijah Smith will motion into the backfield. And the handoff, Wade gives it to Smith. Smith hit in the backfield. Elijah Smith is stacked up, lost his helmet, and then he is tackled for a loss of a yard on the play. Smith, who's been taking on a greater role in the ground attack for the Golden Eagles in recent weeks, loses a yard, and he will have to check out for a play with the helmet coming off. Brings up 3rd down for the Golden Eagles. 3rd and 8 as Tyjair Chambers, who starts on defense, but he's kind of rotated in on offense. He will come in for this 3rd down play.
Yeah, the front 7 there for Mercer. They're just kind of all almost on the line of scrimmage here as they're just anticipating Wade or the run.
4-man front for Mercer. Wade low snap. He is hit in the backfield, and he will be stacked up and dropped. Tyler Bidlack, the nose tackle, in there to lead that defensive charge. We see Nick Michael, inside linebacker. Wade loses 2 back to the original line of scrimmage. It is 4th down, and the punt team will come out for Kennedy Catholic.
Yeah, and again, absolutely the way you want to play that if you're Mercer, right? You put your 3-down linemen, your 4 linebackers right on the line of scrimmage and say we're going to be able to get past the offensive line to the quarterback unless you stop us, and that's exactly what they did on all 3 plays.
Cherlick to punt. Kennedy getting the right 11 men out there. 2 men deep for Mercer. Maddox on the near side and Brockman on the far side. And we have a stoppage and flag on the play. Flag came in, where'd it come from? Far side, Chris?
Yeah.
No, it came from the back judge. Never mind. Delay of game. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So delay of game will set Kennedy back 5 yards to the 22-yard line, bringing up 4th down and 15.
Yeah, now, you think about, you can all of a sudden just see Mercer coming. I think they're going to come after this.
Snap, a high one. Churlick fields it. Kick away. End-over-end kick angled towards the far hash mark. It takes a Mercer bounce, rolls back upfield, and Harrison will down it at the Kennedy 35-yard line. A 13-yard punt. Mercer will begin its first offensive drive of the night with 9:05 to go in the first quarter. The Mustangs lead 7-0 thanks to Ben Godfrey's 85-yard kickoff return to begin tonight's game.
Yeah, Ben Godfrey, just a freshman, certainly making a big name here in this game. And yeah, here we go. I just said I used as my example. If you're Kennedy, you can't get down 14-0 early in this game. Well, Kennedy has the ball up 7 in really good field position.
Mercer running the Delaware wing tee, but I'll change up the formation a little bit. It's 3 receivers stacked to the right. Nathan Haynes under center and throws a backwards pass to Damien Maddox. Maddox up the near hash mark to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Damien Maddox. 35 yards on the first play from scrimmage for the Mustangs, and the lead is now 13-0.
Yeah, you could really see the chess match there, right? As Kennedy came up, they showed blitz. They brought 8 guys up on the line. So fine, all right, they just run the screenplay. They blocked the 3 guys in the backfield and cleared the way for another long Mercer touchdown.
Troy Bachman to attempt the extra point. So Mercer, 1 play and 2 touchdowns.
Yes, not bad.
That's a fine start. Snap is low. Haynes picks it up, rolling left. Haynes trying to get to the corner. Haynes will slip inside the pylon. The 2-point conversion is good. Mercer leads 15-0. For those watching on video, we're going to bring in our radio audience. 15-0 Mercer leads here on Sports Radio 96.7.
$15,000. Community Counseling Center of Mercer County, helping individuals and families live healthy and fulfilling lives. At Flynn's Tires and Auto Service, Flynn's will get you in today. Please thank this great group of sponsors for supporting all of our high school sports broadcasts all season. Now, it's time to go to the field with our Countdown to Kickoff show with our game announcers,
Ryan Briggs and Chris Birch.
And we are here at Mercer High School tonight. We go from Pittsburgh to Mercer. Ryan Briggs, Chris Birch with you. If you're just joining us, we've had some of our viewers on the Kennedy Catholic YouTube page. 8:56 to go, first quarter. Mercer Mustangs off to a good start, leading 15-0. I'm Ryan Briggs, along with Chris Birch. We'll catch you up on the scoring here in just a few moments. But the Mustangs a good start, Chris.
Yeah, really good start. Again, you take the opening kickoff, for a touchdown, and then on your first play from scrimmage after a short punt on a short field, you get another touchdown. And again, we've talked about it, the styles of the two teams. Very tough, to come back on Mercer. So this is kind of a nightmare start for Kennedy.
Troy Bachman has it teed up at the 40. Mercer is going left to right in the first quarter. Bachman sends a line drive down the middle of the field. It skips past Jermaine Dunlap. He'll go back to the 13 and pick up the football. Dunlap giving ground, gets to the 20, and then he is going to be brought down shy of the 15-yard line, and Kennedy will face a long field here. As we're in the first quarter, we will give you the Penn Ohio Roofing starting lineups. Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding, windows, and more. Find out more at pennohiorc.com. For Kennedy, the quarterback Samir Wade. The fullback is Elijah Smith. The receivers Jermaine Dunlap and Damien Harrison. Nick Ondo is the tight end. The offensive line, the tackles are Elias Lawson and Ryder Chiappini. The guards are Rayshawn Wilkerson and Cameron Gwynn. Bladen Parsetic is the center. We'll get you Mercer's defense on the next play. Kennedy moving right to left, white jerseys, burgundy numbers and letters, burgundy pants, gold trim. Samir Wade, turn, give to Elijah Smith. Smith is hit in the backfield, and he will be dropped for a short loss on the play. In there, the linebackers, Carter Addison, among others, for the Mustangs. The Mercer defense, the ends are Trevon Miller and Jake Burke. The tackles, Caden Geiler and Tyler Bidlack. The linebackers on the outside, Nate Haynes and Donnie Palmer. Nick Michael, one inside linebacker, Carter Addison on the other side. The corners tonight are Alex Moore and Damien Maddox. The free safety, Troy Bachman. Second down and 12 for Kennedy, back at the 12. Wade, 2 receivers to the right, out of the shotgun. Wade slips, heads upfield, and he's going to fight forward close to the 20-yard line. In fact, he'll get to the 21, a gain of 9. Donnie Palmer and Troy Bachman on the tackle, but Samir Wade, some good tough running.
Yeah, that's you say, okay, that was a great run by Samir Wade. He got that cut back there, but that was actually the first time where they kind of had cleared a lane. Mercer, like I said, putting everybody up there on the line of scrimmage, so he had a little bit of a crease there to find, made that good cutback, and yeah, like you said, able to pick up some yardage and make a third and reasonable here.
3rd and 3 for the Golden Eagles. Wade goes off the left side, runs right into Trevon Miller, the defensive end, and Wade's stonewalled. He'll lose a yard back to the 20, and it will be 4th and 4. Mercer tonight wearing the camo jerseys, navy numbers and letters, white pants, navy trim, navy helmets. And at times a little bit tricky to see the jersey numbers,
right?
But we can certainly see the number 5 on Miller's back there as he made that tackle. So Aiden Cherlick will come on to punt for Kennedy. His first punt of the night went 13 yards. Took a big Mercer bounce back up the field or down the field, wherever your perspective is.
Yeah, he had to kind of sidestep a bunch of Mercer guys who came after him.
He is 15 yards deep. Gets a good snap. Gets the kick away. High end over end kick. It hits at the 35, bounces up in the air, and Harrison will down it at the the Kennedy 38-yard line, and Mercer will begin this drive in Kennedy territory, leading 15-0, 6:35 to go in the first quarter. The Mercer touchdowns, Ben Godfrey returned the opening kickoff 85 yards for a touchdown, and then Damien Maddox on the first play from scrimmage for Mercer, the only play so far, 35-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? I mean, they just have come out here firing on all cylinders. Their defense has been really impressive, after that opening kickoff, too. So Kennedy's defense needs to tighten up here.
Split backs behind Nate Haynes, wingman to the left is Maddox. Turn handoff, power off tackle to Carter Addison. Addison upfield runs over a man inside the 30 down to the 25. Will give him the 24, a 14-yard gain for Carter Addison. Give him 15 actually to the 23. Carter Addison putting together a very fine junior season for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and you can see what the plan is, right? They're going to put a hat on a hat, and they're going to churn their feet like you do in the weight room and in the summer, and just go right at them. And so far, that's certainly worked for this Mercer offense.
Addison averaging 9.4 yards per carry coming in, and did nothing to hurt that. 1st and 10, they'll run off tackle play to the right, and that time no running room at all, as Damien Maddox on his 2nd carry of the night. He'll be thrown for a loss of a couple, as Bladen Parsetich, outside linebacker, who's been one of the real stalwarts for Kennedy, made a very nice tackle.
He's a good player. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You and I, certainly saw a game of theirs earlier this year, and Parsetich is a very good player, particularly on the defensive side. You saw that there. He got by the block and made a great fundamental tackle.
He's moved from inside linebacker to outside. Kennedy stacking the line. Essentially, it almost looks like a goal line defense. 2nd and 12 at the 25. In motion is Addison, and he will be hauled down back at the 30. A loss of 5. Cameron Gwynn in there, Chambers among others. And the Golden Eagles come up with a couple of nice back-to-back plays defensively, a pair of tackles for loss.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, no doubt about it, because, again, they kind of were greeted pretty harshly in this game, right? I mean, Mercer just kind of went right at them. But, yeah, there's no doubt about it. A couple of nice defensive plays, and you can see that and this is the strength of this team. When Kennedy plays well, it's because their defense gives them an opportunity to be in the game, and we've seen that on the last 2 plays here.
3rd and 17 now. Troy Bachman wide right, double wing set for Haynes. Nick Michael, the fullback. Haynes rolling left under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Samir Wade comes through. Harrison finishes him off. It's a loss of 10, and the Kennedy defense stands tall.
Yeah, no doubt. Samir Wade coming from that inside linebacker position on an all-out blitz, completely unblocked, and able to get to the quarterback Haynes without any problems whatsoever. So yeah, that's the Kennedy defense that we're kind of used to seeing right there. So a great stand by them, and now they got to try to put something together against this Mercer D again.
Troy Bachman will punt. It is 4th and 27 at the 40. And that is Wade deep back at the 10. High snap, Bachman fields it. Now he's going to run. Bachman in some big trouble, and he's going to be hauled down at the 47-yard line Elijah Smith gets a piece of him. Ryder Chiappini brings him down, and Kennedy will come up with great field position at the 47. There's a flag down in the middle of the field, and it's holding against, it's holding against Mercer, so Kennedy certainly will decline that. Or what do we have? Oh,
yeah, face mask.
Okay, so offsetting.
The two officials had two different things. You could see them kind of communicating there.
Okay, good catch, Chris.
Yeah, it was a hold on the, obviously to try to keep guys away from the punter, but then on the tackle, there were some hands up in the face mask.
Well, now apparently it's only one penalty, so it's they've moved it 15 yards from the spot, and thus Mercer will keep possession. It still is 4th down.
Oh,
well, 4th and 12. It's going to be 4th and more than 12. Punt unit stays out there, so a lot happening.
Wow.
Loss of 7 on the run, but the face mask puts the ball at the 32. Bachman's kick, end over end. It hit Harrison in the leg, downfield, and Mercer recovers. Mercer will take over inside the 10. This drive will begin in the McCandless Ford red zone. Oh, and the penalty on the 4th down tackle of the punter, and now a muffed punt, and Mercer has 1st and goal, the first turnover of the night.
Yeah, you feel, you can't help but feel for Kennedy there. You talk about a series of bad breaks, right? They get in there, they put all kinds of pressure on the punter. The punter can't even get the kickoff. They sack him, but then the face mask call gives Mercer a chance to re-kick, re-punt, and then they muff the punt. Wow.
Mercer recovers at the 8, and it's a toss to Damien Maddox. Maddox over the right side. Maddox hit inside the 5 and then pushed back. He'll get about half of the necessary yardage, and it will be 2nd and goal at the 4. Damien Maddox on the season, 468 yards coming in. Picked up his 11th rushing touchdown of the season here in the first quarter. Gives the Mustangs 2nd and goal at the 4. Power I right now. Michael, the up back. Addison to his right, Maddox the deep back. Double tight set. Haynes turn. Give to the second man through. That will be Damien Maddox, and he is pushed back. Got about a yard and a half before being swallowed up by white jerseys. Elijah Smith in there for the Golden Eagles. We see Cam Gwynn also. It will be 3rd and goal for Mercer.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what a win this would be, certainly for Kennedy's defense if they could hold this to a field goal attempt. But, certainly the way this Mercer offensive line has been able to dominate the line of scrimmage, that'll be that's a tough ask.
3rd and goal from the 2. It's about 2.5 yards to be precise. Power I left this time. Haynes, long count. Kennedy jumps into the neutral zone. It's offsides, and Mustangs will get a little over a yard on the half the distance penalty.
Kennedy's been timing the snap there and on those couple of losses there offensively on the last series. Well, I guess it's this series, but that's what they were doing, and you can see they tried to do it there. A little bit of a hard count by Mercer quarterback Nate Haynes is able to draw the offsides.
So now 3rd and goal just outside the 1. I did a college game today and saw a quarterback that was not varying his snap count, and he about got knocked in the next week because his right tackle wasn't getting off the ball as well as the left defensive end. 3rd and goal at the 1-turn toss. Student body left, and taking the ball into the end zone for the touchdown is Damien Maddox, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And Mercer extends the lead to 21-0 with 1:52 to go in the first half.
Yeah, just that little toss to the far side, to the left side, and Maddox just kind of following his blockers, and nobody out on the edge, and finds the end zone again.
21-0, so Mercer turns the muffed punt in to a touchdown. Troy Bachman to attempt the extra point, kicking at the goalpost to the right. Haynes will hold. Snap a little high. Haynes puts it down, line drive kick, up and good. Bachman 2 for 2 on PATs, and Mercer has a 22-0 lead. Chris and I will take a break. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff. You're listening to high school football on Sports Radio 96.7.
Thanks for coming in. How can we help you?
I'm just having a hard time. I don't know what you can do. No one understands.
Just.org.
English Auto in Grove City specializes in Southern vehicles from $5,000 to $15,000. New PA inspections and warranties. BobEnglishAuto.com or call 724-458-5100.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Reinhardt's Agency. It's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better.
Along with Chris Birch, Ryan Briggs here tonight at Mercer. Don't forget, after the game, we have the O'Neill Coffee Player of the Game, brought to you by O'Neill Coffee in West Middlesex. We'll also have the Lock, Stock, and Barrel Play of the Game, brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, located in the Sharpsville Plaza in Sharpsville. And some early entries for both of those awards, courtesy of the Mercer Mustangs, as Troy Bachman will kick off. Sends a warm burner down the left hash mark, bobbled by Smith, and now he will pick it up at the 22-yard line. Going to his left, trying to get upfield, he cannot, and he'll be brought down to the natural grass turf here at the 20-yard line as the Mercer coverage unit downfield, as we see Lefthris making another special teams tackle. Kennedy will take over at the 20 with 1:44 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, again, really good coverage down the field. You know, you can sometimes it's subtle and it goes unnoticed when a kickoff team does all of the little things right. They keep their spacing right. They everybody sort of does their job. And even in that Reynolds game that you and I did here, where Reynolds won by a fairly lopsided final margin, the kickoff team for Mercer always is kind of in the right place.
1st and 10 for Kennedy. Wade in the shotgun, bobbles a snap, quarterback draw. Over the right side, Wade to the 25. Wade out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Samir Wade picks up 13. Best play of the night so far for Kennedy. And the Golden Eagles looking to get some traction here. Long way to go, certainly, and that's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start. And, again, he just has that gear that nobody else on the field has. You know, the problem is if the problem for Kennedy is everybody's trying to keep him from getting to a place where he can put it into that gear. And that time he finally was able to get out into some space and pick up a big chunk of yards and a much-needed first down.
1st and 10 now at the 33-yard line. Wing and a flanker to the left, and Wade will give it on a delay to Elijah Smith up the middle. Smith with a big haul across the 40 out to the 45. He'll rip off a 12-yard gain. Back-to-back first downs for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, I mentioned how much trouble the Kennedy offensive line was having with the front seven of Mercer early on in this game. But how about that? Yeah, great hole opened up by the Kennedy offensive line, and Kennedy's offense on the march here.
1st and 10 now at the 45 as we approach the 1-minute mark of the first quarter. Golden Eagles moving right to left. 4-man front for Mercer. Dunlap in motion. Handoff from Wade to Dunlap. Jet sweep around right end. And he will be taken down for a loss back at the 42-yard line as the Mercer man coming through to bring him down.
He is met in the backfield by number 22, Donnie.
It was Donnie Palmer to make the tackle. I had to wait for the PA announcer. So the Navy numbers on the camo jerseys can be a little bit tough on the far side, but Donnie Palmer, he had no problems on that play.
No problem at all. Whatever the opposite of jet sweep is, that's what he made that play.
2nd and 12 now at the 43. Chambers motions from right to left, lines up in the slot now. Ball in the middle of the field. Then Chambers, that is Dominic Haben who moved, and Golden Eagles will be set back 5 yards to the 38. 4th flag of the night on Kennedy for 26 yards. And one thing to piggyback, you talked about when we saw Mercer in week 2. I've had a chance to watch him on film a little bit, doing the weekly stats and so forth. They had the fewest number of turnovers in the area. Penalties, it's not complete stats, but on average, they have the fewest penalties per week too. They just, if you're going to beat Mercer, you have to beat them. They're not going to. The Mustangs are not going to beat themselves.
And I tell you what, that's the kind of team that Coach Lockard and his staff are trying to build here. They've been so reliant over the years on star players, but this is what he wants to do, and he's doing it this year.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Good start for the homestanding Mercer Mustangs. They lead 22-0. Kennedy Catholic. We'll have 2nd and long when we come back. You're listening to high school football on Sports Radio 96.7.
From the training room to the playing field.
There. And I expect my insurance to do more too. That's why I chose my agent and Erie Insurance. They offer first accident forgiveness and the service I deserve at a price I can afford.
Your Erie agent in Hermitage is Reinhardt's Insurance. Get a quote at 724-342-2291.
Erie Insurance services are provided by one or more of the following insurers: Erie Insurance Company, Erie Insurance Property and Casualty Company, or Flagship City Insurance Company, home offices Erie, Pennsylvania, or Erie Insurance Company of New York, home offices Rochester, New York. An equal opportunity insurer.
Water. You can ski on it, watch the sun set behind it, bathe in it, swim in it, cook with it, or seek refuge and solace beside it. But the most refreshing water has a very particular label on it.
Herman's Water since 1908. Pure spring water that can be delivered to your office or home for free. Online at hermanswater.com. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
We are back here at Mercer High School. Ryan Briggs, Chris Birch with you. We're checking on local newspaperman Corey Corbin. He was hit on a kick return last night.
That's scary. Yeah.
Corey's okay. The camera's okay, Corey? Yes. Okay, that's most important. It's more expensive. Well, we know how his newspaper businesses work these days. But Corey, he is upright and taking copious notes of this one. And he has what we have, 22-0. Mercer with the lead. Kennedy ball, 2nd and 17, the 38. Samir Wade out of the shotgun. He's going to roll left and thrown down for a loss in the backfield. Trying to get outside and could not escape the pursuit of.
Wrapped up by LaFerris.
Yeah, it was big Jake Burke out there on the DN spot, yeah.
A loss back to the 34-yard line. 3rd down and very long now. It'll be 3rd down and 22. 3rd and 21 as they spotted. That's about 33, 34-yard line. Call it either way. 3rd and 22. Either way, if you're Kennedy, you're not in a good spot. No. Golden Eagles are 0 for 2 on 3rd down tonight. But anytime you have number 7 out there, he can get you a lot of yardage in a short amount of time.
You could see, I mean, he was one block away from making that into a big play, but Jake Burke saying, nope, I'm not having it, and threw the block off and was able to wrap up Samir Wade before he was able to get ahead of steam.
Ondo tight to the right, pair of flankers to the right as well. Single receiver left, Wade alone in the shotgun. Wade rolling right now, looking to run upfield, and he will run into the teeth of the defense. He'll get 2. Runs into Addison. Nate Haynes there in the neighborhood also. Short gain, 4th down and 20 upcoming for the Golden Eagles, and we'll see what Kennedy elects to do here this 4th and long. Aiden Cherlick, the punter, has not come out yet.
Interesting call, certainly. Yeah, 4th and 18.
Golden Eagles will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 10 minutes, 57 seconds to go in the first half. Mercer with the lead. Back with more action from the county seat after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
Thanks for coming in. How can we help you?
I'm just having a hard time. I don't know what you can do. No one understands.
Just coming here was a great step. Now that you're here, let's figure out what your next step will be. We'll work on it together.
Community Counseling Center of Mercer County offers care for adults, children, and families. Our mission is to help individuals and families live healthy and fulfilling lives. Community Counseling Center of Mercer County, 724-981-7141 or cccmer.org.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Welcome back to Mercer. If you're just joining us, we came on the Pitt Panthers at Pitt football today. Pitt defeated Virginia Tech, or technically Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, 45-29. Panthers, nice bounce back. So Panthers getting the win today, and now they won at home. Mercer Mustangs with the lead here at home and awaiting a punt from Kennedy's Aiden Cherlick here on 4th and 20 at the 35. Snap, bobbled, Cherlick trying to pick it up. He cannot, it's loose, and Mercer falls on it back inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. As jumping on the football for Mercer, it's Nate Haynes.
Okay.
Haynes falls on the football. So the second special teams turnover of the night in effect for Kennedy, and Mercer will take over at the 23-yard line.
just a snap. And, you could tell the punter, Churlick, knew it was going to be on the ground, but it kind of hit the ground and died. But he tried to pick it up, and by that time, you already had Haynes in there diving on the ground.
Haynes recovers the fumble, and Mercer has it with 10:55 to go in the first half. Split backs behind Haynes, ball in the near left hash. Turn, toss to Maddox. Damien Maddox on a power sweep over the right side. Outside the numbers to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Damien Maddox, a first half hat trick, scores from 23 yards out, and Mercer turns another turnover into points.
Yeah, you could see Chambers had a shot at him in the backfield, the defensive end there for Kennedy, and when he didn't make the tackle, he just got kind of a hand on him. There really wasn't anybody else out there, and Mercer, just their offense looking like a execution machine.
Troy Bachman to attempt the extra point, kicking at the goalpost to the left.
Bachman to attempt the extra point.
Snap is good, hold is good. Kick on the way. It is good as well. Bachman 3 for 3, and Mercer has a 29-0 lead. 10:47 to go first half. We'll come back with more action after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
Need a better way to bank? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, we're here when you need us most. Do you have a new job? Are you new to adulting? Or do you just want a better checking account? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, you're more than just a number. And for a limited time, receive a $50 gas card when you open a new checking account. See all the details at gcafcu.org. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA and is an equal housing lender.
Take your pick of the patch with O'Neill Coffee's signature fall drinks. Pumpkin is the cream of the crop with our cozy creme brulee, fall fantasy, and harvest moon flavors. Top any of them with our all-new pumpkin cold foam for an extra kick. Check out O'Neill Coffee's new line of amazing travel mugs, hoodies, and beanie hats to keep you toasty as the weather cools
What's
down.
that?
Located at 14th
let me
Street
see what
in
I
West
have.
Middlesex, Pennsylvania. Open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4
red. I mean,
p.m.
it's a-
and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
The Mercer Mustangs tonight have turned 2 fumbles into touchdowns. They also returned a kickoff for a touchdown. That's a good way to get out to a big lead in the first half. 29-0 leading Kennedy, with Troy Bachman about to kick off the football from the 40. Sends a roller on the near side, and Damien Harrison will fall on it for Kennedy at about the 40-yard line. Or 35, I should say, and that's where Kennedy will begin this drive. Golden Eagles, pretty good field position.
So, here's what you're trying to do if you're Kennedy, right? 10:43 to go, 29-0 Mercer. If you're Kennedy, you're trying to win moments, right? You're not going to get all these points back, right away. You're trying to win each play. And I know that, there's a lot of cliches about things like that, but when you're in this situation, that's what you're trying to stay focused on.
Wade gets the shotgun snap. Rolling left, has some room. Wade upfield to the 40, to the 45, and finally brought down close to midfield. Samir Wade will pick up 15. And in a case like this, sometimes all you need is one play, be it offense, defense, or special teams. The next thing you know, that momentum can change quickly.
Yeah, momentum can change, and then, you get some points on the board. You make a couple of stops, and you find yourself back in the game. But yeah, it can only happen kind of one play, one moment at a time.
First and 10 at the 48. Wade, this time over right guard. Now cuts back up the middle. Wade into Mercer territory to the 45-yard line. Gain of 7. Donnie Palmer on the tackle. Samir Wade, we think of him as this, and he is a game breaker, getting outside, but he can run between the tackles and run effectively.
Oh yeah, he's a big, strong kid. You meet him head on, he's gonna drive you several yards back.
9 carries, 41 yards, puts him over 900 yards on the season now. 2 receivers to the right, double tight set. Receiver to the left as well. Wade alone on the shotgun, awaiting Parsetich's snap. Knee-high snap. Wade over right guard. Wade cuts up inside, and he'll have the first down. Needed 3. picked up about 3.5. Nick Michael in on the stop for the Mustangs, but Samir Wade picks up the first down. And actually tonight, Kennedy has the edge in first downs, 4-3.
How about that? Yeah, Elias Lawson with a really nice block there to spring Wade to get those last couple of yards he needed to get the first down.
Kennedy, of course, short-handed tonight, missing some regulars. Ashton Baker, Ethier injured last week. Eric Pagan, two-way starter, out due to getting the gate last week against Reynolds. Also tonight, no Brock Ondo, no Sean Yeager. They are both two-way starters also.
Wow, yeah, Ondo's a good player too.
On 1st and 10 from the 42, Wade over the left side. Wade breaking tackles, spins, and is brought down at the 37-yard line. A tough run for Samir Wade. He'll pick up 5 more. Haynes over on the tackle, brings up 2nd down and 5.
Boy, does Wade run with some heart. You know, that's every time that I've seen Kennedy the past 2 years, you just can't help but admire. He runs so hard, he runs with so much heart, and that was just one of those plays right there. It seems like he broke about 6 tackles to gain 5 yards, you know.
This Kennedy team has shown a lot of guts over the last couple of years. You know, the roster size has not been big. On 2nd and 5, give to Elijah Smith, had a little running room and lost his footing perhaps, and then Damien Maddox made sure he was not going to get upfield. So Smith will lose a yard back to the 38, and of course there was a team in the area that did not play last night, citing a low roster, and right away somebody on social media said, "Hey, Kennedy's played every game with fewer guys."
They go
than
out there,
last
right? Yeah, they go out there every weekend. That's right.
And last year week 9 they went to Farrell and played Farrell.
Right.
But a lot of teams in that situation would have said no thanks. And
right.
I think that. And we have a dead ball penalty. It's a false start on Kennedy. That says a lot for the players. It says a lot for John Ray and what he's instilling.
Yes.
They're going to show up and battle you for 48 minutes a night. And
right.
It's one of those things when you keep taking steps, and sometimes the progress isn't evident, but when you continue to do the right thing, I think it goes for life. When you do the right thing all the time, you get rewarded.
Right. They're not worried about they're not worried about, we're going to get people hurt, we're going to get our feelings hurt, and that's going to hurt us next week, and all those other things. They just go out and play.
3rd and 11, Wade back to pass, and now Wade stepping up in the pocket. He will be sacked as he gets close to the line of scrimmage. A short loss on the play. Mercer defense converging on him. See Jake Burke, the defensive end. Bidlack, the nose tackle, got a piece of him also. It's a loss of half a yard on the play. 4th down for the Golden Eagles. It'll be 4th and about 12 back at the 43-yard line with 6:46 to go first half here in Mercer on a beautiful fall night.
Yeah, it really is nice here, isn't it? I love coming to Mercer this time of year.
Wade on 4th and 11, rolling left, on the run, throws downfield, incomplete, intended for Dominic Haben. Mercer takes over.
Yeah, and Briggsy, it's I mentioned that about hurt feelings, not just worried about physically getting hurt. We kind of saw that a little bit right through the kind of these the last couple of years when teams would cancel because of missing players and things like that. And I think in a lot of cases they were saying, well, we got a chance to win next week, so we'll cancel this week against the team that we're far inferior to. And again, we just don't see Kennedy doing that, and that's worth a lot. And you talked about those life lessons that these kids are learning from that, and it's great stuff.
Because life isn't always easy.
Right.
It will get tough at some point.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Mercer takes over at its own 43. The turn, handoff to Nick Michael on a lead play. Michael, the fullback, his first carry of the night. And he will get nothing, right into the teeth of the defense. Cameron Gwynn in there, Elijah Smith, among others. We also see Chiappini in there on Michael. Again, Nick Michael last year was the backup quarterback, moving to fullback this year. Yeah. Haynes went from halfback to quarterback, kind of shuffled things around.
I like it. Yeah.
Mustangs. This is a classic small school Delaware wing T backfield.
I love it. Yeah, that's just what I was thinking too. I think this is what Coach Lockhart wants to do. This is the kind of identity he wants his team to have.
Wingman to the left, split backs behind quarterback Haynes. Toss goes to Carter Addison. He is cut down on the near side. Samir Wade able to take out Addison for a very minimal gain, maybe even no gain on the play, and it will be 3rd down and 10 for Mercer from the 43-yard line. Actually, lost about half a yard.
Yeah, Samir Wade just kind of came in there and submarined him. Really nice play by Wade. And, Wade, of course, we talk about his ability to be a game breaker and pick up yards on offense. But, to me, he's a big-time defensive player. You could see him, playing, linebacker spot or even in the secondary at the next level.
3rd and 10. Split backs behind Haynes. Ball in the near left hash mark, and Kennedy jumps off sides. Blitz was on, and Golden Eagles a bit too eager. 5-yard mark off, and I'll make it 3rd and 5.5 for the Mustangs.
That's Nate Haynes being savvy right there. Kennedy is tipping off when they're blitzing. They're tipping it off a little too early, and so all Haynes does is he changes the count and goes just a little bit of a hard count. That's 2 times that he's done that. That's 2 times that he's drawn him off sides.
3rd down and 5 now for Mercer. It's a long 5. Mustangs break the huddle. Miller tight to the right. Addison is a wing to the right. Michael and Maddox split backs behind Haynes. Ball in the near left hash mark. Turn, toss to Maddox. Student body right. Maddox cuts upfield, has the first down and more in Kennedy territory, down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Elijah Smith with a tackle, but Damien Maddox already 3 touchdowns in the first half, 3 touchdown runs.
Yeah.
A very nice gain on 3rd and 5. He will pick up close to 15.
Yeah, just that he's where he's picked up a lot of chunks of his yardage, and of course a couple of those touchdowns is just on that kind of toss power looking play where he's gotten a couple of blocks, turned a corner, nobody there, and he's just out sprinted people for either several yards or the whole way to the house.
7 carries, 77 yards tonight for Maddox. Wouldn't mind seeing that line on a slot machine, the 3 sevens across.
Right.
1st and 10 at the 38. Baxter in a T this time, and a quick pitch out to Maddox. It was a backwards pass, so it was a run. And either way, it's a gain of about 13 as Maddox able to head upfield and brought down by Haben along with Harrison. But another nice gainer for Maddox. Give him 12 more to the 38.
Yeah, Maddox,
or
of course.
26, excuse me.
Sorry, right? Yeah, Maddox just a junior, of course, and really kind of emerging as a big-time star for this Mercer team. So. Again, you watch this team, you hear, the weeks we haven't been here, we see the scores, we see the stats. You can just really see that they like what's happening here at Mercer.
1st and 10 at the 26. Double wing set, Michael the single back. Maddox in motion left to right. Haynes will keep it on a sneak, gets a push from behind from fullback Michael, but the Kennedy defense able to plug up the middle and upend to Haynes after a pickup of 2 to the 24.
Yeah, Elijah Smith again kind of plugging up the middle there from his defensive end, kind of jetting into the middle.
Brings up 2nd and 8. Down to 3:14 to go in the first half. Mercer with the lead coming up at the half. First half recap, scoring and stats. We'll have the lock, stock, and barrel halftime update. We'll recap last night's scores. We'll catch you up on some college scores also. The big-time scores and also some small college action. On 2nd and 8, Haynes fumbles the snap, picks it up, then heads upfield, takes it down inside of the 20 to the 19. Brought down by Elias Lawson, but some nice magic from Nathan Haynes.
I'd say, how the heck did he get out of there? Yeah, there was about 4 white shirts surrounding him, and somehow he got out of there. And he did run into the waiting arms of Elias Lawson, who kind of did the WWE body slam on him there, but. How he got out of that and set up this 3rd and short is pretty magical.
3rd and a long 2, and Mercer has entered into the McCandless Ford red zone. McCandless Ford, Mercer, and Meadville. Split backfield behind quarterback Haynes, and Kennedy jumps off sides. Smith into the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard mark off to the 13, and it will be first down for Mercer. 7th flag of the first half on Kennedy for 41 yards.
Yeah, I mean, Nate Haynes is just doing that every time they tip off the blitz. Every time they show blitz and kind of tip it off, he does the hard count, and all 3 times they've jumped off sides.
It'll be 1st and 10 now at the 13. That's the 6th first down of the night for Mercer, the first via penalty.
Take some of the air out of the blitz right the next time because you're worried about the quarterback doing that. The great quarterbacks always are able to do that.
On 1st and 10, split backs to the toss to Maddox, hurdles a man in the backfield, gets inside the 10, and then it's pushed back by the Kennedy defense. And then Maddox brought down at the end of the play by Elijah Smith, along with Ryder Chiappini. Maddox inside the 10. They'll give him 5 to the 8-yard line. 2nd and 5 now. Mercer still has all 3 of its timeouts remaining also, as we are under 1:45 left in the first half. Mustangs looking to add on to the lead. It is a 29-0 lead for the Mustangs here at home tonight. Harry Lefthris will check in for Mercer, senior wide receiver. He will line up as the split end on the far side. That's the short side of the field. Addison is a wing to the right. Maddox wing left next to tight end Miller. Now Maddox will shift into the backfield for the 2nd and 5 play. Addison in motion, turn, the toss off the left side. It's Carter Addison. Addison stacked up at about the 6.5-yard line, ran into Cam Gwynn. And Mercer will take the first of those 3 timeouts. We'll take it with them. 1:08 to go in the first half. 3rd down for Mercer when we come back. You're listening to high school football on Sports Radio 96.7.
About a move to a senior living community where you can receive help with daily living, consider the Heritage or the Ridgewood at St. Paul's in Greenville, Pennsylvania. The Heritage and the Ridgewood are personal care residences offering private apartments with as much assistance as you need. Plus, services like meals, housekeeping, transportation, and social and spiritual programs. Call today for more information. 724-588-7610. St. Paul's provides equal housing opportunities.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Welcome back to Mercer High School. Ryan Briggs, Chris Birch with you tonight. Aaron Bibro in the studio producing tonight's game. Aaron has had a full day, had Coach's Corner. He actually co-hosted Coach's Corner today with Al Campman, our good friend George Abraham, under the weather. Yeah. So we hope that Coach Abraham is feeling better. I'm sure if he made a little money today, if you catch my drift, to make him feel a little better. But we'll send our best to Coach Abraham. And movement up front on 3rd and 4 as Mercer comes out in the power I. Kennedy into the neutral zone. It is a half the distance penalty. Now we'll put the ball down at about the 4-yard line. It will be 3rd and inches now for the Mustangs.
That's a long day for Aaron, no doubt. Yeah,
it's good for him.
It's good for him. That's right. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, right? Making us tough.
That's right. Yeah. 3rd and actually it will be enough. They give enough for the first down. So 1st and goal at the 3. Toss to Maddox around the right side. Maddox trying to get to the pylon far side. He will slip into the end zone. Touchdown, Mercer. The 4th touchdown of the night for Damien Maddox. That extends the lead to 35-0 with 57 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, again, very similar looking plays. All of the ones where Maddox has been able to find the end zone. Just that toss pitch play and good blocking out there on the edge. And it basically leaves Maddox with one guy to beat. He's beat him every time into the end zone.
Bachman to attempt the extra point of the night. Kicking at the goalpost to the left. Kick is up and good. Troy Bachman boots it through, and Mercer extends the lead. We'll come back with the kickoff after this. You're listening to high school football on Sports Radio 96.7.
In 1973, something wonderful happened in Sharpsville. That's when Lock, Stock, and Barrel. Now over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. They still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also offers burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Call 724-962-5503. Lock, Stock, and Barrel. Proud sponsors of the Sub of the Game and Play of the Game.
Are you someone who has a bowl filled with medicine bottles? Discover the safe, secure, and convenient way to take your medications from the medicine shop in Hermitage. With Scripties RX, your meds as easy as 1, 2, 3. The medicine shop in Hermitage provides you with the industry's best solution to manage your health and medication. For more information, contact the Medicine Shop in Hermitage today or ask your healthcare provider how to schedule your in-home appointment today and start to live a healthier and happier life. Medicine Shop Pharmacy on East State Street in Hermitage or online at hermitagems.com.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Troy Bachman will kick off. So we're under 1 minute to go in the first half. Ryan Briggs, Chris Birch with you. Aaron Biro in the studio. The Kennedy return men have inched up to the 25-yard line. Smith and Wade. Bachman on the run-up. Angles it near side. It is rolling to the 30, and it will stay in the field of play. And Smith will fall on it. Smith actually had his feet out of bounds when he touched it.
He overran it a little bit, too. Very fortunate that he was able to get it.
Kennedy will have it at the 26-yard line with 53 seconds to go in the half. Golden Eagles have 2 timeouts at their disposals. They look to get on the board before halftime. Field in excellent shape here. They have the M painted. They have a half pink, half navy blue, of course, October being a Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So the cheerleaders at Mercer have the pink pom-poms. Field looks terrific. Wade back to pass. Wade with a head fake in the backfield now, weaving his way upfield. Samir Wade to the 35. Wade to the 45. Bouncing outside the numbers. He's at midfield. Samir Wade to the 40. To the 35, and a flag behind the play. Another flag comes flying in as well.
Yeah.
Samir Wade, the gain of close to 40, pending the penalty or penalties.
Yeah, the penalty did come late in the action because it was, you could see it was some kind of an illegal block or a hold right on the edge at the end of the run. So a lot of this run is still going to be positive yardage for Kennedy.
Officials talk it over. But Samir Wade just making men miss.
Yeah.
He's like, at times it looks like he's on solid ground. Everybody else is in quicksand.
Right. Well, you can see there he did the little basketball head fake there over on the near side to get by the first guy. Then he got into the second level, and again, it just if you have him in your sights one-on-one, you're by yourself. He's getting by you. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
Penalty will be for a hold downfield. It's 10 yards from the spot. Come over and talk with Mercer coach Jeff Lockard. So it's a block in the back declined. Hold will be accepted because it was further back upfield.
Yeah.
The block in the back was about the 35. The hold was at the 41-yard line.
Okay.
It's going to be the 43, the point of infraction for Mercer. So a gain of 30 on the run and then a 10-yard penalty. It is a first down for the Golden Eagles.
All right.
So we sorted out all that.
Yeah. Which, again, sometimes those kind of penalties you think are senseless to the play. Not senseless that they're called, but senseless to the play. In that case, Wade picked up the first 20 on his own and then got that illegal block to get the last 10 or 12 there.
First and 10 at the 47. Wade out of the shotgun. Wade to his left, upfield. Wade will get into Mercer territory, and he'll get past the lead marker for a first down. And timeout, Kennedy. Golden Eagles take their second timeout with 24 seconds to go in the half. We will step aside also. Golden Eagles looking to get on the board before halftime here at Mercer. Chris and I will come back with more second quarter action after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
Today, we're discussing what does a roof mean to you?
It means that I don't get rained on when I'm inside.
It means I can play my music loud and the neighbors can't hear it.
It allows my family to safely shelter in place.
It means that we can be protected from outside germs.
It's where we can dance through the quarantine. To me, a roof means a home.
The Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding Group can help keep your family safe now more than ever. Go to PennOhioRC.com to start your installation today.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Kennedy will have first and 10 at the Mercer 42. One timeout left. for the Golden Eagles. Mercer with 2. 24 seconds to go in the half. Hello to everybody watching tonight via the Kennedy Catholic YouTube feed. Hope you are enjoying the video if you're watching, as well as the audio. Lee Groce, our hookup for that. So thanks to Lee and all the Kennedy folks for making that a possibility once again. First down and 10 for Kennedy. Moving left to right here in the second quarter towards the scoreboard end. Samir Wade, double tight set, 2 receivers right and a single man to the left. Wade gets the shotgun snap, rolling right on the wide side of the field. Now he will head upfield. Wade is upended, rolls over another defender down to the 36-yard line. Addison helped to finish him off. And Kennedy will take its final timeout of the first half. Golden Eagles take time. We'll take a 30-second break and come back with the final 12 seconds of the first half here on Sports Radio 96.7.
After about a 5-yard gain, Kennedy takes their third.
Reinhardt's Insurance Agency is proud to honor their Mercer County male and female athletes of the month. Reinhardt's honors West Middlesex golf star Kate Sowers as the September female athlete of the month. Reinhardt's Insurance also honors Sharpsville football standout Colin Summers as the September male athlete of the month. Congratulations to West Middlesex's Kate Sowers and Sharpsville's Colin Summers as they are the September Reinhardt's Insurance Agency Athletes of the Month. Go to Reinhardt's.com for more information.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind. Only the client.
12 seconds to go in the half. Kennedy with the football. Golden Eagles out of timeouts. Second down and 5. It's a short 5 for Kennedy. Harrison wide right. Nick Ondo tight end to the right. Now Dunlap, who's wide left on the wide side of the field, cuts down his split a little bit. Wade has Smith to his left. Back to pass is Wade. Wade will send it downfield looking for Dunlap, and it is intercepted inside the 10-yard line. Mustang defender got inside of Dunlap to come up with a takeaway. The third turnover of the first half by the Kennedy offense. And Damien Maddox coming up with the interception from his cornerback spot. So that's a pretty fair first half for Maddox. 4 touchdown runs, 97 yards, and now an interception.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, he's played terrific. And, that time, I mean, you can see Wade has a heck of an arm. Let it rip there, but, Maddox just able to kind of time it, get over there, and just beat the receiver back to the football.
4 seconds to go in the half, and the Mustangs will take a knee and go to the locker room with a commanding lead. Haynes takes a knee, and that will cap the first half. A big first half tonight for the Mercer Mustangs. It started with a bang on the opening kickoff, and Mercer continued it for 24 minutes of action. 36-0 your halftime score. We will come back with a first half recap, scoring stats, and the lock, stock, and barrel halftime update here on Sports Radio 96.7.
When the finest cuts of meat combine with just the right amount of fire and seasonings, you don't need anything else except a fork and a plate. Get ready for the most amazing dining experience ever.
When you're out with your friends or looking for a place to stop before or after the games, Vay's Pub and Grill is the place for you. Open Tuesday through Saturday with happy hour daily from 4:30 to 6:30. Vay's Pub and Grill, East State Street in Hermitage.
Water. You can ski on it, watch the sun set behind it, bathe in it, swim in it, cook with it, or seek refuge and solace beside it. But the most refreshing water has a very particular label on it.
Herman's Water since 1908. Pure spring water that can be delivered to your office or home for free. Online at hermanswater.com. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
English Auto in Grove City specializes in Southern vehicles from $5,000 to $15,000. New PA inspections and warranties. BobEnglishAuto.com or call 724-458-5100.
Thanks for coming in. How can we help you?
I'm just having a hard time. I don't know what you can do. No one understands.
Just coming here was a great step. Now that you're here, let's figure out what your next step will be. We'll work on it together.
Community Counseling Center of Mercer County offers care for adults, children, and families. Our mission is to help individuals and families live healthy and fulfilling lives. Community Counseling Center of Mercer County, 724-981-7141 or cccmer.org.
Need a better way to bank? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, we're here when you need us most. Do you have a new job? Are you new to adulting? Or do you just want a better checking account? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, you're more than just a number. And for a limited time, receive a $50 gas card when you open a new checking account. See all the details at gcafcu.org. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA and is an equal housing lender.
Take your pick of the patch with O'Neill Coffee's signature fall drinks. Pumpkin is the cream of the crop with our cozy creme brulee, fall fantasy, and harvest moon flavors. Top any of them with our all-new pumpkin cold foam for an extra kick. Check out O'Neill Coffee's new line of amazing travel mugs, hoodies, and beanie hats to keep you toasty as the weather cools down. Located at 14 Fair Street in West Middlesex, Pennsylvania. Open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love the Medicine Shop Pharmacy's drive-through window service at 1740 East State Street in Hermitage. Next time you have a prescription to get, or vitamins, medication, bandages, any kind of health need, simply call ahead and place your order with our fast, dependable, always convenient drive-through service window. To place your order, call 724-983-8451. Our friendly drive-through window service keeps you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
And welcome back to Mercer High School. Ryan Briggs, Chris Birch with you tonight. Aaron Byro in the studio producing our game, and the Mercer Mustangs with the lead here at halftime, 36-0. And Chris, before we get into the numbers, just your first half thoughts.
Again, just a dominant start by Mercer, right? They return the opening kickoff, and then they take a muff punt and they score on their first offensive play of the game. So they're up 14-0. And what that does is it completely kind of takes out what Kennedy's trying to do. And, Kennedy got a few things going. They did a few things well, but Kennedy just not able to overcome that start.
The scoring recap in this one was Mercer scoring right out of the gate. Ben Godfrey, 85-yard kickoff return 14 seconds into the game. Troy Bachman with the first of his 4 extra points, and it was 7-0 Mercer. And then Mercer extended the lead to 15-0. Damien Maddox, 35-yard touchdown run at 8:56. Nate Haynes with a 2-point run. It came after a mishandled kick snap. It was 15-0 Mercer. And then the Kennedy defense made a nice stand, forced Mercer to punt. But the punt hit one of the Kennedy blockers. Mercer recovered at the 8. 3 plays later, Maddox scored from 1 yard out. Bachman's extra point made it 22-0 with 1:52 to go in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, after Kennedy mishandled a punt snap, Mercer recovered at the 23. On the very first play, Maddox scores from 23 yards out. Bachman's extra point made it 29-0. And then with 57 seconds to go in the half, Maddox, a 3-yard run to cap a 9-play, 57-yard drive that used 5:36. Bachman's extra point closed the first half, scoring 36-0. Mercer with the lead. When we come back, we'll have the individual numbers, the team stats, and the Lock, Stock, and Barrel halftime update here on Sports Radio 96.7.
Hello, Shell Restoration. May I help you? Hello?
Oh, I was waiting for the beep. Or the part that tells me what button to press?
Nope, I'm a real person.
Great. I've been leaving messages all day to try and compare prices on my roof.
Well, we can have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours.
Wow, that's service.
Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
My car does more than take me from here to there. And I expect my insurance to do more too. That's why I chose my agent and Erie Insurance. They offer first accident forgiveness and the service I deserve at a price I can afford.
Your Erie agent in Hermitage is Reinhardt's Insurance. Get a quote at 724-342-2291.
Erie Insurance services are provided by one or more of the following insurers: Erie Insurance Company, Erie Insurance Property and Casualty Company, or Flagship City Insurance Company, home offices Erie, Pennsylvania, or Erie Insurance Company of New York, home offices Rochester, New York, an equal opportunity insurer.
Vay's Pub and Grill is proud to award the September 2022 Mercer County Team of the Month. Vay's is proud to announce that Grove City Boys Cross Country are the October Mercer County Team of the Month. Congratulations to Coach Michael Sample and his outstanding Grove City Cross Country team, as they are the September Vay's Pub and Grill Mercer County Team of the Month. For more information, go to vayspubandgrill.com.
A community is more than just houses, buildings, and streets. It's the people who live and work and contribute to making life for themselves and the people around them better. Attorney Bill Motor believes in the young people who are this community's future. Attorney Bill Motor would like to say good luck, good health, and best wishes to all the players, coaches, band members, and cheerleaders in today's game and throughout the season. Attorney Bill Motor, 2500 Highland Road, Hermitage.
This past winter, your roof may have found itself under siege from damaging ice, snow, harsh winds, and frozen tree branches all pounding it. Now, the snow is gone, and time to assess whether or not your roof is in need of repair or replacement.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made dreams come true with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from the manufacturer price savings. For a quality roofing job done quickly and professionally, with expert craftsmanship and top materials, you'll be glad you chose Warner Homes and Improvements. Call Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer today. Quality you can trust. Warner Homes and Improvements have over 50 years of experience working with all types of roofs and is Owens Corning preferred contractor. Warner's has a 50-year roof warranty, the best of its kind in the business. You can depend on Warner's Homes and Improvements to give you a great quality product. Warner Home and Improvements, South Erie Street, Mercer. Online at warnerconstruction.com.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
Welcome back to Mercer, along with Chris Birch, Ryan Briggs here. It is halftime, and Mercer in command 36-0 over Kennedy Catholic in this Region 1 Class 1A battle. We gave you the scoring summary moments ago, and now the team stats. First for Mercer, the Mustangs, 99 yards all on the ground, so 20 plays, 99 yards, 7 first downs for Mercer. For Kennedy, 89 yards all on the ground, 6 first downs for the Golden Eagles. Individually for Mercer, Damien Maddox, 10 carries, 97 yards, 4 touchdowns. Carter Addison, 4 carries, 11 yards. On the Kennedy side, Samir Wade 0 for 2 passing, 1 interception. He has 15 carries for 95 yards. Elijah Smith, 4 carries for 8 yards. Other numbers, Kennedy has turned it over 3 times with the interception, muffed punt, and then also the bad punt snap was actually recovered by Mercer. Right. So had Kennedy recovered, it would have had the effect of a turnover. It actually is a turnover with Mercer recovering, and also the kickoff return. So if you're wondering, how can Mercer have 99 yards and have such a big lead? Well, that's why.
There it is. Right.
Short fields and a kickoff return, and Mercer has the lead. 9 flags, 55 yards for Kennedy. Mercer has not been penalized. Mercer 2 for 3 on third down. Kennedy 0 for 4. The Mustangs leading here as they look to go to 5-2. Set up a big one next week in Region 1 as the Lakeview Sailors and Mercer Mustangs, 2 longtime rivals, separated by about 10 miles on U.S. Route 62. Both those teams coming in at 5-2, provided that something out of the ordinary doesn't happen here in the second half. That was a very, very intriguing game next week between those 2 teams. Not only in terms of playoffs and whatnot, but the region race. Lakeview is tied for first with Reynolds. Mercer's only a game back. If Mercer can beat Lakeview, and then Lakeview beats Reynolds in week 9, guess what? 3-way tie.
I know. How about that? Well, I was thinking about this, thinking about that game earlier today. You and I have been calling games in Mercer County here since 2005. I'm not sure Mercer and Lakeview have been as good as they are at the same time in that entire time that we've done this. One team has been good, the other teams have been good at the same time.
They did have the one stretch, I believe it was 2013.
Okay,
they played the playoffs.
That's right,
When Lakeview won the district title, Mercer beat them in the regular season, I believe. But that's really the only stretch. It's kind of been one or the other.
Yep.
But they're both. That would be a very big game next week for many reasons.
Yeah.
Playoff seeding and the league race also. So that would be coming up next week. Chris, we had a lot of action last night we're going to talk about as part of the Lock, Stock, and Barrel halftime update, brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel in Sharpsville. And Chris, the games we had on the radio, the game on 790 WPIC, Farrell defeated Sharpsville 36-7. The game that Jeff Bell and I had on Sports Radio 96.7, you, of course, were on assignment last night, as we say in the business. Hickory forcing 6 turnovers, getting a huge win, a season saver, perhaps 24-14 victory at Grove City. Farrell Steelers certainly putting their foot down, and Hickory showing a lot of resolve, going on the road and spoiling Grove City senior night.
Yeah, you said it in the pregame. I was listening to you during the pregame, and you said this team is they're good. They've just, it seems like every bounce has gone the other team's way. Every break has kind of gone against them. And, just last night they just kind of came out and made their own breaks and, really had a good night and, beat a Grove City team that was absolutely rolling and, had put together a series of impressive region wins. Definitely a season saver for the Hornets, and really does. It makes the region race amongst those 3A teams very interesting.
And those teams are jockeying in 3A, and of course also in 2A in Region 3. Farrell, big statement last night, the win over Sharpsville down at West Middlesex. Sharpsville came in undefeated, and I think maybe Farrell felt a bit slighted and really broke it open in the second half. So Farrell remains undefeated and has the inside track to the league title. Sharpsville dropping to 6-1. Another mild upset in 3A last night as Sharon went to Slippery Rock and earned a 20-6 victory. The Sharon Tigers, they've run hot and cold at times this year, and last night the Tigers were hot.
Yeah, it is. It's been kind of tough to figure them out, right? They've been, I think, maybe the most difficult team for those of us that do the pigskin pick'em to pick.
Definitely you.
Definitely me. Yeah, I've lost every one, but I've picked wrong 6 out of 7 weeks for Sharon. The only one I got right was the Warren game. But yeah, if
you'd picked Warren, you'd have been excommunicated from the pick'em.
Right, I'd have lost my spot. Yeah, but you had to go to Slippery Rock and stymie that offense. Not so much the fact that Sharon won that's the surprise, but you hold that high-powered Slippery Rock offense to 6. You're really doing something right. So yeah, great win for the Sharon Tigers.
So Sharon getting a win over Slippery Rock in the 3A part of the region. Greenville was in non-conference play last night. Trojans, they've been so close. They finally break through. Big win last night, 50-0 over Iroquois. It's been a long year for the Braves, and Greenville, good to see the Trojans, who very easily could be 4-3. But they get the win tonight or last night, and Greenville, they're going to factor into this race as they still yet play Sharon, and also have to play Hickory.
Hickory, yeah. So, and you could almost maybe make the case. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to guess what the District 10 committee is thinking as far as playoffs go. But when I think about what maybe teams need to do to make the playoffs, I think that's a must-win for Hickory, the Greenville game. If Hickory gets that win, then perhaps they make a case. If they don't, then maybe their case kind of goes out the window. So, but Greenville will be ready to play. The way they've played just about everybody in the region indicates that they are right there.
And the other Region 3 team last night, Wilmington, in non-conference action, falling at home to General McLean, 22-19. The Lancers, a 3A team, lost to Slippery Rock on opening night. General McLean has won 6 in a row. Wilmington, they've been playing a lot of heart stoppers. The Greenville game in week 2. Hickory a couple weeks later, winning on the 2-pointer at the end. Last night, it was McLean turning the tables on the Greyhounds. They dropped to 3-4.
Yeah. Again, these teams that we're talking about, Wilmington and Greenville and Hickory, all the last 3 teams that we've talked about. These everybody was all excited about this region, right? Where all of our local 2s and 3A teams were together, and isn't this going to be great? But you're looking at 3 very good teams, with records they're not accustomed to having. That's because everybody in the league is great, So it's that's kind of what's happened here with this region.
I saw a local publication that does a kind of a weekly podcast, they asked, what's wrong with Wilmington? I don't think it's what's wrong with Wilmington. Look, it's a young team, just the 4 seniors, so certainly a young team from that standpoint. This is a really good league.
This is a really good league, right. I mean, there are a lot of years where the region set up, Greenville would be 5-2 right now. Wilmington would be 6-1 right now. This year's Wilmington team, this year's Greenville team, if the regions, were set up the way that it has been in other 2-year cycles. Again, it's a tough situation, I think, for some of these teams, but you got to love it. Coach Fillion, he's teaching those guys life lessons. Certainly Coach Herrick, is teaching those guys life lessons, and Coach Dungy over at Hickory. So, these kids are learning a lot by playing a great team just about every week.
And in Region 1, Reynolds received a forfeit from Cochranton, so the Raiders remain undefeated in league play. Also undefeated in league play, Lakeview, 41-14 win over Cambridge Springs. We saw the SPA on week 1 against Kennedy over at Butalis Stadium. That's a good, solid football team that Nate Liberty has. And Lakeview, big win for Coach Hickman's team. Remember after week 1, they lost up at Seneca?
Right.
We're wondering, what's wrong with Lakeview? Well, it turns out Seneca's 5-2. Seneca pummeled Franklin last night, 57-3. So Lakeview on a roll now. And the Sailors, they've got things figured out. And 5-2, still undefeated in the league. They are hoping for a winner-take-all in Week 9 at Reynolds. They'll have to get by a very stout Mercer team next week. But hats off to Lakeview.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right, and we've been a fan of Coach Hickman and what he's been doing there for years, but they haven't really had that breakout year yet, and they are certainly right on the verge of that this year. And all that stuff that he preaches and talks about, that's becoming the identity of that team, and they're having a nice year, and it's fun to see.
Let's look at some of the local high school action last night. Turning our attention to college, as you heard earlier today on Sports Radio 96.7, the Pitt Panthers with a 45-29 ACC victory over Virginia Tech. Panthers were down early, came back, had a big lead, nearly got away, and then end up with a 45-29 victory over the Hokies. So Pitt gets a win today. Penn State, open date, going to Michigan next week in Big Ten action. That's a big game in the Big Ten at the Big House.
Did Michigan hang on against Indiana? I think they did, yeah.
31-10. That's you're leading us into our next thing, Chris. Some scores from around the country.
Nice.
We'll do some top 25 here. It was Michigan over Indiana, 31-10. Number 5, Clemson, leading Boston College 3-0. USC 10-0 over Washington State. South Carolina leads Kentucky 7-0. Wake Forest, number 15 in the country. And we just lost that. But Wake Forest playing Army tonight, up 14-0. If we read all these scores, we'd miss half the third quarter. Oh, now they won't load here. But in the meantime, it was 14-0. Okay, there we go. Now here's our national top 25 scoreboard. 14-0 Wake Forest over Army. Notre Dame and BYU. BYU's the ranked team.
How about that?
Number 16.
That's always a fun game that when those two teams play.
They're both independent. Both, of course, large religious affiliated schools. Does the winner get Baylor or SMU?
Yeah, right. That's right.
Yeah, a little religion joke, I guess. And a non-offensive religion joke, maybe.
Correct, yes.
But I guess if you're offended by that joke, your skin's wafer thin. But 10-6, Notre Dame leading BYU in that one. Kansas State leading at Iowa State 7-6, just underway. Alabama and Texas A&M scoreless. NC State and Florida State are scoreless. Later tonight, Oregon is at Arizona. Finals from today. Number 2, Georgia over Auburn, 42-10. Wow. Number 3, Ohio State all over Michigan State, 49-20. Michigan pulls away from Indiana for a 31-10 win. Number 7, Oklahoma State defeats Texas Tech, 41-31. Tennessee smashes LSU, 40-13 in Baton Rouge. Ole Miss down early against Vanderbilt, came back to win 52-28. UCLA over Utah, 42-32. TCU holds off Kansas, 38-31 in a battle of undefeated.
How about that, yeah.
So number 17, TCU over number 19, Kansas. And Arizona State over number 21, Washington, 45-38. It was Mississippi State over Arkansas, 40-17. Cincinnati, 28-24 over South Florida. On the local college scoreboard, fourth quarter, Slippery Rock, it's Hall of Fame night at SRU, and 31-17. The Rock Tough loss last week at IUP, but leading Mercyhurst, always a tough out.
I know.
In the PSAC 31-17. Coach Sean Lutz's team with the lead. Looking at the President's Athletic Conference scoreboard today, the local teams in action, 2 of them in action. Teal, after the win last week, an open date today. So the Tomcats off today. But Grove City went to Bethany 55-7. Wolverines rolled to the victory. They were up 41-0 at the half. Held Bethany to 47 rushing yards. Grove City 5-1 now. Westminster was a defensive battle with W&J. W&J rallies late and wins 17-14 at Memorial Field. The Westminster now 2 PAC losses, and the Titans title hopes. They were the preseason pick in the preseason poll, and right now 2 games back of conference leader CMU, which had a real scare today at Waynesburg. 27-20, CMU holds off Waynesburg. Geneva 35-21 over Allegheny, and Case Western Reserve defeats St. Vincent 45-21. That's the Lock, Stock, and Barrel halftime update. And we will take a 30-second break. Come back with the third quarter on Sports Radio 96.7.
Join the Mercer County State Bank as they celebrate their 5th year anniversary of their Hermitage branch on Friday, October 14th from 3 to 5 p.m. Meet their staff, enjoy Rita's Italian Ice, free caricatures, Golden Corral cotton candy. Sign up for prizes as Mercer County State Bank celebrates their 5th year anniversary at their Hermitage branch. Friday, October 14th from 3 to 5 p.m. Mercer County State Bank since 1911, North Hermitage Road, Hermitage, PA. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The third quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
Troy Bachman's kickoff squibbed to the near side. Nick Ondo fields it and goes down to the ground at the Kennedy 40. So the Golden Eagles will put it in play at the 40-yard line, moving left to right from the near hash mark. Golden Eagles white tops, burgundy numbers outlined in gold, burgundy pants with a gold trim, gold helmets. Mercer in the camo jerseys tonight, navy numbers, white pants, and navy trim. They give us to Elijah Smith up the middle. Smith bursts up field, gets close to the midfield line, and then pushed back by the Mercer defense. But on the opening play of the second half, Elijah Smith able to head upfield and pick up 10 for a first down. So a nice start to the second half for Elijah Smith with a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, no question about it. And again, if you're Kennedy, you're just trying to win the moment, right? Each one of these moments, you're just trying to do that, and to try to pull yourself into a position where, you're back in the football game. So, good start for the Kennedy offense.
1st and 10 at midfield. Wade in the pistol. 2 receivers to the right, single man to the left, and Wade on a delay now will keep it and head up the middle, and Wade gets to the edge of the M logo painted at midfield, picks up 3 to the Mercer 47, brings up 2nd down and 7 for Kennedy Catholic.
Yeah, Carter Addison, Briggsy, he actually kind of got off of a block there right at the end. Not at the end of the play, but right there. If he wouldn't have been able to do that, Samir Wade might still be running.
2nd and 7, turn give to Smith. Smith into the middle of the line and then pushed back by the Mercer defense. Tyler Bidlack, the nose tackle, in there along with Trevon Miller. We see Nathan Haynes getting a piece of the ball carrier. Smith also. Will lose a yard back to the 48. Kennedy, will have 3rd and 8. Golden Eagles 0 for 4 on 3rd down in the first half.
Yeah, and give a lot of the credit there to the Mercer defense for that. It just seems like on every 3rd down, some of them have been 3rd and very long, but on every 3rd down, Mercer has just kind of changed up what they've done defensively to confuse Kennedy, and they've gotten in there and been able to stymie all of these 3rd down attempts.
3rd and 8 at the 48. Dunlap in motion. Wade rolling left. Wade looking now. He will head upfield, and he is nudged out of bounds near the 45-yard line. It's good coverage downfield. Wade looked like he was going for the deep one there.
Yeah, he was. There's no doubt. He took kind of the 3-step drop and was looking down the field to number 24, Damien Harrison. Really good coverage down the field, and it was Maddox that was covering him out there. And all right, Wade said, okay, I'll try to turn it upfield, and pretty good job getting to the edge and bringing him down before he could pick up much. But
It's a gain of 1 to the 47, as apparently Wade stepped out of bounds on the far side before getting upfield. So 4th and 7. Wade in the pistol, 2 receivers to the left, flanker, or 2 to the right, flanker left along with a tight end, Ondo. Wade gets a high shotgun snap, deep drop. Wade now will step up, take off, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets to the 43, but he will be short of the lead marker, and the Mercer defense will give the ball back to the offense on downs. Wade picks up 4, but first down for Mercer on the turnover.
Yeah, Wade almost turned that into a first down. He was able to get into the, kind of get into the second level a little bit, but just good fundamental tackling by Mercer at the end of that play. They're going to take over here, so.
First and 10 at the 43 for Mercer, so a promising drive for Kennedy. Stalls out just past midfield. 2 receivers to the right along with a wing. That's Addison. Nick Michael, the single back behind Haynes. Haynes will roll right, quarterback sweep. Haynes breaks 1 tackle and then is knocked out of bounds. Cameron Gwynn in the neighborhood. Smith with the initial hit. Nathan Haynes with a nice first down run.
Yeah, you could see maybe Haynes getting, getting some designed quarterback runs here in this second half, as we really didn't see much of that in the first half. Obviously Mercer does a lot of that, but Maddox has been so good on kind of that toss pitch play that why change anything, right? But maybe we'll see a little bit more of Nate Haynes here in the second half.
We've not seen any of the midline option yet tonight for Mercer. They've used that quite a bit in recent weeks. 2nd and 5. Turn handoff to Michael. Nick Michael, the fullback, on a lead play. Chargers over the 50-yard line into Kennedy territory. Tackled out there by Chippini. Nick Michael takes the ball into Kennedy territory to the 47. Gain of 5 for the junior fullback Michael. His 2nd carry of the night. And it will be first down for Mercer. 8th first down of the night for the Mustangs.
Yeah, just really good, just a good push there by the Mercer offensive line. Mercer's just solid in every, in every kind of area here, and all of that stuff's been on display tonight.
Split backs behind Haynes. Wing to the right is Addison. Receiver to the left. Haynes fumbles the snap, picks it up, and is able to scamper forward for perhaps a yard, maybe 2. You wonder here, as it's a little cooler night now, maybe starting to get some moisture on the football.
No doubt. Right, no doubt. Yeah, there's been a big temperature drop probably in the last half an hour. And, there's no doubt. It's as good of a condition as the grass field is in. You don't hardly ever see a field in that kind of condition, natural surface in the middle of October. But Mercer's is perfect. But still, right, there's going to be some moisture out there. And I think Haynes just kind of it was just a little bit ahead of the center as far as getting out of there and getting into the play.
2 receivers and a wing to the left now. Haynes will roll left. Quarterback sweep to the left, trying to get outside. He cannot escape Elias Lawson. Lawson will bring down the quarterback Haynes back on the Mercer side of midfield. A loss of 6. Mercer will have 3rd down and long.
Lawson, 6'1", 235 pounds, and moves really well laterally. And again, this is, one of those things with Kennedy. You look at some of the individual players that they have on this defense. And, obviously it's been tough. They're trying to fill in some holes. But some of the individuals that they have on this defense are really, really good. And Lawson is one of them. Just a junior. He'll be back.
3rd and 14 for the Mustangs, just short of midfield. Maddox wing left next to the tight end, Miller. Haynes under center, and it is a counter trap. A tackle trap to the halfback Maddox, it's Addison. Eventually I'll name the right ball carrier. It was Carter Addison on the trap. He'll take it to the Mercer, from the Mercer 49 to the Kennedy 47. Staple play of the Delaware wing tee, that halfback counter. It's the counter off of the lead play, and Mercer no doubt has a boot pass off it as well. They'd look to hit the fullback in the flat, but playing it conservative here on 4th down with a big lead in the 3rd quarter. Bachman to punt for the 2nd time tonight. Gets a good snap. Line drive kick hits the 15 to the 10 to the 5, and Samir Wade picks it up back at the 1. Wade far side of the 10 to the 15. Wade to the 20 to the 25, and then his hit hard out of bounds near the 30. And now a flag thrown from the official here on the far side.
Right.
there's nobody near the official, but perhaps he saw something away from the ball.
Yeah, he was a long way away. Samir Wade, I think, I couldn't tell, Ryan. What do you think? Was he trying to see if it was going to sneak into the end zone, and then when he thought, well, I don't know if it's going to, he picked it up and ran?
I believe that's what the way he looked at it, and then he looked down, and it was running out of steam, and he finally picked it up at the 1. The penalty is a peel-back block against Kennedy. That's going to wipe out the bulk of the return. And, the official here on the near side did have a good view of it.
Right.
And sometimes, a play like that away from the ball, that's everybody in the officiating crew is keeping an eye on things, and thus it's a half the distance penalty from the spot. It goes back to the 11, and that's where Kennedy will have it. First down and 10 with 3:48 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough for Kennedy. All of these, some of these calls that have gone against them, they've been obviously the right call, but man, you just sometimes have to feel for them. It's like we make a play here, we make a decent play, but there's a penalty, and there's been a couple of those that are just, you can just feel the players' frustration.
10th flag of the night against Kennedy for 66 yards. Dunlap motions across the formation left to right. Handoff from Wade to Dunlap. Jet sweep around the right side. Dunlap with some running room. Dunlap cutting back to his left. Dunlap into the open. Dunlap finally hauled down from behind at about the 25-yard line. Jermaine Dunlap, not known for his running ability, 18 catches on the season, but a nice run for Dunlap, picking up the first down.
Yeah, I like the play call. I like that. That's a well-designed play, and Dunlap, one of those athletic playmakers that they talk about with this Kennedy team. And, kind of showing it off right there.
First and 10 now at the 25-yard line. Wade in the pistol with Smith behind him. And the give is to Smith on a zone read and right into the teeth of the defense. Carter Addison, inside linebacker on the tackle. Smith will pick up a yard.
Yeah, it looked like perhaps that play was going to be something, but Addison able to you could almost just see him like throw his blocker off of him and plug things up and hold that to almost a no gain, huh? No gain.
Officially one, but like you said, Chris, not much.
Not much.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line. Kennedy moving left to right. 4-man front for Mercer. Dunlap motions left to right. Wade back to pass. Finds Dunlap in the right flat. Dunlap heading upfield. Stiff arms a man. And then goes out of bounds. Nudged out of bounds by Haynes. Saw Godfrey also over there. And Dunlap will pick up 6 on the catch. His first reception of the night. That's the first completed pass of the ball game for either team.
Wow. Yeah, that's we're at 1:40 to go in the third quarter, and that was our first completed pass.
Is this 1988?
Right.
The 3rd and 3 for Kennedy, a long 3 at the 32-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Dunlap is a flanker to the left. And Wade will give it to Smith, and Smith is going to be hit and driven back. Carter Addison again in there. Also in on the tackle, Alex Leftheris, the freshman defensive back. It's 4th down for Kennedy after the loss.
Yeah, you could see they put 8 guys on the line of scrimmage there. And as soon as that ball was snapped, they were all in the backfield. Wade had to make the read. Do I keep it or do I hand it off? And he handed it off and right into the about 6 camouflage shirts swarming where the football was.
4th and 7 back at the 28-yard line. Wade and the offense stay out there. And before play commences, we have a stoppage, and now back to action. 4th and 7. Kennedy 0 for 3 on 4th down tonight. Wade back to pass. Wade under pressure, rolling left. Now coming back to his right, he's going to head upfield, and then he is hit from the side, keeps the legs moving, and will be gang tackled at the 33-34. He is going to be short of the lead marker. Caden Geiler and Addison were there. Donnie Palmer with a solid hit too, and Kennedy turns it over on downs.
I tell you what, obviously that's just going to be kind of turning it over on downs, and but there's what you were talking about with Samir Wade, right? He got hammered, didn't go down, and actually moved the pile a yard or two after that big hit. He's tough. He's fast, obviously, but he's also tough to bring down.
And that may be the final play of the third quarter as the clock winds down, and Mercer will take a 36-0 lead into the fourth. We'll take a break. Chris and I will have quarter number 4 coming up next on your home for high school football all season long, Sports Radio 96.7.
Did you know that Mancino's Driving School can give you your driver's test? That's right. Mancino's Driving School provides an approved Pennsylvania Department of Education certified driving course as well as behind-the-wheel training. Mancino's Driving School offers one-on-one, on-the-road driving lessons 7 days a week with day and evening hours. They use only certified driving instructors that have undergone extensive background investigation. For details or more information on adult training, go online to mancinosdrivingschool.com.
In 1973, something wonderful happened in Sharpsville. That's when Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of now over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. They still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also offers burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Call 724-962-5503. Lock, Stock, and Barrel, proud sponsors of the Sub of the Game and Play of the Game.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
Teams change ends. Mercer now going left to right here at home in the fourth quarter towards the scoreboard end. Ryan Briggs, Chris Birch with you. Aaron Byro back in the studio. After the game, we'll have the O'Neill Coffee Player of the Game, Lock, Stock, and Barrel Play of the Game.
Like you said, we got a lot of candidates, certainly for that Play of the Game. Mercer doing some special things here tonight.
First down and 10, power I right, and Kennedy jumps off sides. It's an automatic dead ball when the defender gets into the neutral zone. 5 yards will now make it 1st and 5. And it's one of those rules, Chris, in the collegiate ranks and the pros, right, they allow you to get back. They don't in high school. I don't understand. How is it a safety thing per se?
It's not. It's punitive, right? And it's punitive without any advantages to keeping it. I'm so with you on that.
Power I right. The give is to the second man through, Damien Maddox. Maddox brought down by Chiappini. Also over there, Bladen Parsitic in on the stop. Maddox takes the ball inside the 25 to the 23, picks up 5. First down, Mercer. Maddox on that carry goes over 100 yards tonight.
Yeah, good. It's not safety, and it's not instructive either. You think, it's since it's high school, we want them to teach them to play the right way. Well, I mean, it's not really doing anything along those lines either. That call, that rule, I should say.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Double tight set. Power I right. Haynes a long count. Turn. Hand off to Maddox. Maddox gets to the 20 and then is stacked up by the Kennedy defense. Gain of 3, and Mercer is back into the McCandless-Ford red zone. McCandless-Ford have a location in Meadville, and just a long post pattern from here in Mercer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, right up on top of the hill. Remember getting evacuated up there to the parking lot one time here when I was student teaching.
Well, that's quite a tale.
Yeah.
2nd and 7. Power I left. Donnie Palmer checking in offensively. Second man through. Side the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Maddox will get 6 more. Brings up 3rd and a yard for Mercer. So what was the evacuation for?
It was some kind of a leak, some kind of a gas leak. So we not only had to leave the school, we had to kind of get far away from it. And I remember Larry Conley Sr., the principal at the time, saying, everybody, we're heading to Taylor Ford.
We're heading to McCandless
Ford.
McCandless
Ford, yeah. And
one's a sponsor, one
right.
isn't around
anymore.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, no, I messed that up. But yeah, we went up there, and what was interesting was Mercer's such a small town for 90% of the students here. Everybody just kind of went home when we were allowed to go before the school day ended.
Carter Addison on the carry. Takes it over the right side, inside the 15, down to the 12, picks up the first down. Mercer leading 36-0 here in the fourth quarter. Mustangs will be 5-2, taking on Lakeview next week. Addison, the deep back now in the power eye behind quarterback Nathan Haynes. Comes under the center. And Haynes will keep it over left guard on a quick opener. Inside the 10 to the 9-yard line goes Nathan Haynes. Haynes, first-year starter at quarterback, and he's done a really nice job of running the offense.
He really has. That's it. That's what they've asked him to do, right? They've asked him to, go in and run the offense and be very savvy, be a senior leader, and he's really embraced that role and done a really nice job. And again, I think this is exactly the kind of identity that Coach Lockhart wants his team to have offensively, and they've really done it well this year.
Second down and 7 at the 9 with 8:20 to go in the ball game. Power eye backfield, gives to Addison. Addison breaking tackles, gets to the goal line and fights his way in for the touchdown. Carter Addison on the run for the Mercer Mustangs, takes it in from 9 yards out. Carter Addison's 5th touchdown of the season, and the Mustangs have a 42-0 lead.
Yeah, really good drive. Not only ends up with points, but chews up some clock for the Mustangs here as they close in on getting the victory tonight.
4th rushing touchdown for Addison, 5th overall touchdown. He also has a fumble return for a touchdown this year. Bachman to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. And good. 43-0. Mercer adds the touchdown and extra point. 8 minutes to go in this one. We'll come back with the kickoff on Sports Radio 96.7.
Water. You can ski on it, watch the sun set behind it, bathe in it, swim in it, cook with it, or seek refuge and solace beside it. But the most refreshing water has a very particular label on it.
Herman's Water since 1908. Pure spring water that can be delivered to your office or home for free. Online at hermanswater.com. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
Need a better way to bank? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, we're here when you need us most. Do you have a new job? Are you new to adulting? Or do you just want a better checking account? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, you're more than just a number. And for a limited time, receive a $50 gas card when you open a new checking account. See all the details at gcafcu.org. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA and is an equal housing lender.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
Troy Bachman will kick off. Sends this one downfield. Samir Wade will field it back at his 15-yard line. Wade up the middle of the field to the 20 to the 25. Wade into the open to the 40 to the 45. Wade is into Mercer territory, brought down at the Mustang 40, but a flag back upfield near the Kennedy 36-yard line. And Samir Wade, a big run back, but looks as if the penalty is going to negate much of it.
Yeah, and again, it's these are all probably the right call.
And another peel back block.
Yep.
So we've seen a couple of those tonight.
Yeah, and you can't hit. The thing of it is there might be like a natural inclination. Is like, come on, buddy, it's 43-0. Can't you just let Kennedy have one good play without calling that? But that's that safety stuff that we talk about. That that's not when you can give a break on, right?
So it'll be marked off from the point of infraction, which looks to be the 36. So it'll be about a 20-yard run back for Wade.
That is a 15-yard penalty.
15 yards, and we'll put it back down on the 21-yard line. Golden Eagles will begin this drive at the 21-yard line. So we turn under 7 minutes to go in this one. Kennedy tonight, 12th flag of the night.
Some of them have been really critical, moments in the game, too.
Wade, quarterback run up the gut. out to the 25-yard line, brought down by Bidlack. Put him down at the 24, gain of 3.
Brought down on the play by Bidlack and Davis.
Tonight, Mercer's average starting field position has been the Kennedy 39.
Wow.
It's a lot of short fields.
Yep. Makes Maddox's 100-yard rushing performance even more impressive.
He has 100. He has 111 rushing. As a team, they have 137. He has about 80-some% of the yardage. Wade rolling downfield finds Nick Ondo, the tight end underneath. Ondo rumbling upfield to the 40 to the 45. Ondo will pick up 21 yards on the completion. First catch of the night for the senior tight end, Nick Ondo.
That's a really well-designed play. We see NFL teams run that action a lot for their tight end, and a good pass by Wade. And, occasionally you see it from Kennedy, right? These flashes that you see if they could ever put together, this for an entire game.
First and 10 at the 45. Wade back the pass. Wade flushed upfield. Wade to midfield. Wade on the run. He's in Mercer territory at the 40 to the 35. Wade tripped up. He'll stumble down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Bachman on the tackle, but Samir Wade for 26 yards.
Yeah, there's Wade doing his thing, right? Just that kind of very, Michael Vick-like, the way he kind of fakes with that ball and runs the opposite direction in open field from the quarterback position. So,
first and 10 at the 29 for Kennedy. Moving right to left, the ball's on the near left hash mark. Wade out of the shotgun, rolling right, being pursued on the run, throws it downfield, incomplete. Intended for Haben. Floating out into the right flat, pass incomplete. Second down and 10 for Kennedy at the Mercer 29.
Yeah, Wade rolling to his right. I think he wanted him to kind of keep going because there wasn't anybody behind him. But he had already started to kind of come back to the ball.
And timeout will be taken by Kennedy. Golden Eagles will have 2 timeouts left. We'll take it with them. 4:13 to go. Kennedy on the move. Mercer leading 43-0. Back after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
Okay, class. Today we're discussing what does a roof mean to you?
It means that I don't get rained on when I'm inside.
It means I can play my music loud and the neighbors can't hear it.
It allows my family to safely shelter in place.
It means that we can be protected from outside germs.
It's where we can dance through the quarantine. To me, a roof means a home.
The Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding Group can help keep your family safe now more than ever. Go to pennohiorc.com to start your installation today.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
We return to action here at Mercer. Kennedy on the move. 2nd and 10 at the Mercer 29-yard line. Dunlap wide left. 3 receivers to the right, along with a tight end, Ondo. Wade will roll right. Hit as he throws, finds Ondo downfield, complete to Ondo. He's knocked out of bounds right at the first down marker. And for the first time tonight, Kennedy is into the McCandless Ford red zone. McCandless Ford, Mercer, and Meadville.
Obviously the biggest play on this drive was the Wade run, but you can really see Kennedy doing a nice job executing some of their other plays here on this drive and have earned their way into the red zone.
Ondo picks up 10, his second catch of the drive. 1st and 10 at the 19. 3 receivers left. Harrison wide to the right on the short side of the field. Wade out of the shotgun, rolling left on the run, tossed downfield, caught by Dunlap inside the 10. He'll be spun out of bounds at about the 8-yard line by Damien Maddox. Dunlap, an 11-yard gain. It will be 1st and goal for Kennedy.
I like Wade rolling to his left and kind of flooding that side of the field with receivers, and then just sort of letting Wade have his pick.
1st and goal at the Mercer 8. Wade, 2 receivers to either side, tight end to the right. Wade will roll right. Lob it downfield, incomplete, intended for Ondo, sliding out into the flat. It will be 2nd and goal at the 8, as we're under 3 minutes to go in this one.
Yeah, Wade just kind of rolling out there. Saw Ondo out in the flat, but just overthrew it a little bit, or maybe better said than he overthrew it is maybe he thought Ondo was running a different route.
2nd and goal at the 8. Ondo tight end to the right. 2 receivers on either side. Wade alone in the shotgun. Rolling right. Under pressure. Gives a head fake to his Wade. Now cuts back to his left. Wade to the 5. Samir Wade takes it in. Touchdown Kennedy. Samir Wade scores from 8 yards out. Wade's 10th rushing touchdown of the season. Kennedy on the board.
Yeah, good job by Wade. Little ball fake there, and then he made that really nice spin to get himself into the end zone. And on what has been a particularly frustrating night for Kennedy offensively, it's nice to see them get a 6 on the board for heading into next week.
Aiden Cherlick will attempt the extra point. Wade will hold. Snap good. Wade gets the hold down. The kick is up. Cherlick good. The Golden Eagles get 7. 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go. We'll take a timeout. Come back with the Kennedy kickoff here on Sports Radio 96.7.
Many investors dream of buying into the market at a low point, but trying to predict market highs and lows is a feat no one has ever fully mastered. Dollar cost averaging involves investing a set amount of money in an investment vehicle at regular intervals for an extended period of time, regardless of the price. To learn more about dollar cost averaging, please call Dave Cashdollar or Tim Cashdollar at 724-458-5233 or stop by the branch office at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, PA 16127. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Dave Cashdollar also offers advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cashdollar and Associates, LLC is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
And we are back on Sports Radio 96.7. The Mercer Mustangs have a 43-7 lead with 2:16 to go, and kickoff is on its way from Aiden Cherlick. Back to Nate Holmes coming this way, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds by Jermaine Dunlap, and the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line here with 1:58 to go.
Actually, Godfrey on the run back. Who had the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and
I'll be honest. I've been guessing a tremendous amount tonight with these uniforms.
Yeah, they're tough. The numbers are tough to see. The navy gold, the navy blue on the camo.
Yeah.
And Mercer will have it with 1:39 to go.
The single digits are the ones, right? The single digits are almost undiscernible. So.
Well, the double numbers aren't easy.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah, right.
The 1st and 10 at the 38 officially. And the toss will come to a new back into the ball game, and Elijah Smith will come through and bring down Godfrey for a loss back inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. And
Smith in there again. I talked about it. I've talked about it a couple of times tonight. These kind of individual players on this Kennedy defense. We saw them, play really well over at Cambridge. We saw them a couple of years ago play well against West Middlesex, but just tough to put it all together for an entire game.
2nd and 15. Leftherus, the new quarterback. He'll give it to the new fullback in for the Mustangs. And trying to discern, that is going to be number 11. That's Asa Davis getting a carry. And Mercer does not have to run another play. It's a gain of a yard. Mustangs hustle to the line. Can the youngsters get off one more offensive play? Double wing set, 4 seconds to go. And they do turn, give us to Davis. Davis will get a yard, and that will do it. The final play is a 1-yard gain. The Mercer Mustangs, a big win at home tonight. Your final 43-7. We'll come back with a post-game recap, scoring stats, O'Neill Coffee player of the game, a lock, stock, and barrel player of the game here on Sports Radio 96.7.
Need a better way to bank? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, we're here when you need us most. Do you have a new job? Are you new to adulting? Or do you just want a better checking account? At Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, you're more than just a number. And for a limited time, receive a $50 gas card when you open a new checking account. See all the details at gcafcu.org. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA and is an equal housing lender.
You know, usually you don't get a new roof for the heck of it.
Why are you replacing your roof?
I didn't like the color.
You get a new roof because you're gonna need it. Shell Restoration's Severe Weather Response Team is ready to help. The area's #1 company for sales and installation of roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Shell Restoration excels at working with your insurance company for wind and hail claims, plus there's financing available too. Look for at Shell Restoration on Facebook or call 800-663-8103 for a free estimate.
This past winter, your roof may have found itself under siege from damaging ice, snow, harsh winds, and frozen tree branches all pounding it. Now, the snow is gone, and time to assess whether or not your roof is in need of repair or replacement.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made dreams come true with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from the manufacturer price savings. For a quality roofing job done quickly and professionally, with expert craftsmanship and top materials, you'll be glad you chose Warner Homes and Improvements. Call Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer today. Quality you can trust. Warner Homes and Improvements have over 50 years of experience working with all types of roofs and is Owens Corning preferred contractor. Warner's has a 50-year roof warranty, the best of its kind in the business. You can depend on Warner's Homes and Improvements to give you a great quality product. Warner Home and Improvements, South Erie Street, Mercer. Online at warnerconstruction.com.
The Fifth Quarter Show is brought to you by O'Neill Coffee. Great taste delivered since 1951. And proud supporters of the player of the game.
And we are back. Oh, and then we're back again. Ryan Briggs here along with Chris Birch. Aaron By, we're back in the studio. That was our fault, not Aaron's. Aaron doing a great job back there. 43-7, your final tonight. Mercer, a win over Kennedy Catholic. And Chris, Mustangs get off to a great start tonight, returning the opening kickoff and then turning a couple of turnovers into points. And Mustangs got it going tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And again, you know, we've certainly kind of followed, both of these teams, closely this season. We've seen both of these teams once in person, and, we knew what kind of game Mercer wanted it to be, and we also understood kind of what game Kennedy needed it to be. And when they, returned that opening kickoff for a touchdown and then got the short field on the, kind of the it wasn't a muffed punt that time, but it was just kind of a heavily rushed punt, and they got the short field touchdown. All of a sudden, then, the kind of like close to the vest game defensively that Kennedy can get teams into, that was lost. And then all of a sudden, Kennedy they had to make big plays on every play, and it just didn't work out. Wouldn't you agree, Ryan? You've done Kennedy a few other times with some other color men, but the two times that the two of us have done Kennedy, the game earlier this year, and then of course the Middlesex game a couple of years ago, Kennedy's defense was able to keep teams out of the end zone and make the game longer, whereas tonight they just never had a chance to kind of get that going.
A lot of short fields tonight.
Yeah.
And Mercer took advantage of it. Scoring recap in this one: Mercer scored early. Ben Godfrey, 85-yard kick return. Troy Bachman's extra point made it 7-0. And then Damien Maddox with a pair of touchdown runs in the first quarter, the 8:56 mark, a 35-yarder, a 1-yard run at the 1:52 mark to make it 22-0, as Haynes also had a 2-point run in there on a bad snap. Maddox runs of 23 and 3 yards in the second quarter, and then Carter Addison closing the scoring with a 9-yard run at 8:08 of the fourth quarter. Some team numbers tonight: Kennedy, 159 rushing yards, 48 passing yards, 207 yards, and a dozen first downs. Mercer, 11 first downs, 134 yards, all rushing. So Kennedy outgained Mercer, but so many short fields tonight for Mercer, as Kennedy turned it over 3 times this evening. For Kennedy, Samir Wade, 4 of 8 for 48 yards. He ran for 145 yards on 22 carries. Nick Ondo, 2 catches, 31 yards. Jermaine Dunlap, 2 catches for 17. For Mercer, no passes attempted. So Damien Maddox, 13 carries, 111 yards, 4 touchdowns. Carter Addison, 7 carries for 26 and a score. Nick Michael, a couple of carries for 5 yards. Asa Davis, 2 carries, 2 yards. Nate Haynes, 7 carries, 2 yards. Penalties: Kennedy, 12 flags tonight for 86 yards. Mercer not penalized tonight.
Wow.
Mercer 3 of 6 on third down. Kennedy 0 for 6. Mercer wins 43-7. Back with our postgame awards on Sports Radio 96.7.
Sorry,
did Doug get the shirt out of the bag?
Yeah, okay. I was looking sorry about missing that.
Harsh winds and frozen tree branches all
Missing that chance to come back.
Now
It's okay.
the snow is gone. Time to assess
Maddox had an
whether
interception
is in
too,
need
right?
of repair or replacement.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made dreams come true with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from the manufacturer price savings. For a quality roofing job done quickly and professionally, with expert craftsmanship and top materials, you'll be glad you chose Warner Homes and Improvements. Call Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer today. Quality you can trust. Warner Homes and Improvements have over 50 years of experience working with all types of roofs and is Owens Corning preferred contractor. Warner's has a 50-year roof warranty, the best of its kind in the business. You can depend on Warner's Homes and Improvements to give you a great quality product. Warner Home and Improvements, South Erie Street, Mercer. Online at warnerconstruction.com.
When the finest cuts of meat combined with just the right amount of fire and seasonings, you don't need anything else except a fork and a plate. Get ready for the most amazing dining experience ever.
When you're out with your friends or looking for a place to stop before or after the games, Vay's Pub and Grill is the place for you. Open Tuesday through Saturday with happy hour daily from 4:30 to 6:30. Vay's Pub and Grill, East State Street in Hermitage.
Okay, class. Today we're discussing, what does a roof mean to you?
Soccer going on over at the college.
Yeah, so Maggie was running things tonight. First time she's really been running things on her own. So.
And the neighbors can't hear it.
It allows my family to safely shelter in place.
It means that we can be protected from outside
Have
burns.
Brett helping me out
It's where
next
we
Friday
can
night
dance through
because
the quarantine.
Maggie's sister's getting married next weekend. So.
The
you were
Penn
telling me about
Ohio
that.
Roofing
Yeah.
and Siding Group can help keep your family safe now more than ever. Go to PennOhioRC.com to start your installation today.
The fifth quarter show is brought to you by O'Neill Coffee. Great taste delivered since 1951.
What's the play of the game?
And proud supporters of the player of the game.
Back one final time here tonight at Mercer. The Mustangs defeat Kennedy 43-7 to go to 5-2 overall. Kennedy drops to 1-6. Kennedy 1-4 in league play. The Mustangs get the win. They go to 4-2 in league action here. 3-2, I should say, in the league play. Chris, time for our post-game awards. We'll start off with the Lock, Stock, and Barrel play of the game, brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel in Sharpsfield tonight. We didn't have to wait long to get it. Opening kickoff, Ben Godfrey, 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Great run back. In fact, great start for Mercer, 7-0 lead. And Ben Godfrey, our Lock, Stock, and Barrel play of the game.
Yeah, he just, the freshman just kind of scooped it up at around the 25-yard line and just kind of beat everybody to the edge. And then it was an all-out sprint to the end zone. And again, I had just kind of, you asked me what some of the keys to the game were, and I had just kind of finished saying that the start of the game was the key for both teams, and just like that, Ben Godfrey returned it to the house to get to Mercer that early 7-0 lead, and things were just kind of easy for the Mustangs after that.
The lock, stock, and barrel play of the game, Ben Godfrey, 85-yard kickoff for a return to open tonight's game. That will be entered into our lock, stock, and barrel play of the year competition. At the end of the season, we will name one of our plays of the game as the lock, stock, and barrel play of the year. To see our entire list of winners, you can go to sportsradio967.com. You can check out the list and listen to game audio. And that's the lock, stock, and barrel play of the game. Tonight's play of the game, Ben Godfrey, 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And now for the O'Neill Coffee Player of the Game Award, brought to you by O'Neill Coffee in West Middlesex tonight. A lot of big standouts from Mercer, but no star shown brighter than Damien Maddox. Yeah. 111 rushing yards on 13 carries, 4 touchdowns, and an interception defensively. Damien Maddox, a big night for the junior tonight in this 43-7 win.
Yeah, I mean, he is kind of emerging as really the offensive star of this team, and tonight certainly was a great example of that. And he just took some of those those toss power sweeps there, the pitches, and was able to get out on the edge. And he ran with power, he ran downhill, but he also got out and just kind of beat people into the corner of the end zones. And just a great night for him. The interception was huge too, and just when Kennedy was trying to get back into the game. So a great night for Maddox, and a great night for his Mustangs.
Damien Maddox is the O'Neill Coffee Player of the Game, and like all of our O'Neill Coffee Players of the Game, he has received a customized T-shirt courtesy of 2 J's and a B, Screen Printing and Gifts, located on East State Street in Hermitage. Money will also be placed into a scholarship fund in the name of Damien Maddox. At the end of the academic year, we will name one local student athlete as the O'Neill Coffee Scholarship recipient. Congratulations to Mercer's Damien Maddox. 111 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception defensively. He is the O'Neill Coffee Player of the Game. Our post-game awards, as always, are powered by Landmark Information Services. 43-7 Mercer, a win. And with that, we will call it a night here from Mercer High School. I'd like to thank the great folks here at Mercer. Mike Piddington overseeing everything. Thanks to Mike very much for the hospitality and everything. Thanks to Lee Groce from Kennedy Catholic for tying in with the video tonight. Thank you, Lee. Lee's tearing down some equipment next door, but we thank Lee for all of his help. Thanks to Aaron Biro in the studio producing tonight's game and doing a terrific job as always. He had to do some juggling right with the end of the pit game and our game starting up.
Yeah.
So fine job by Aaron back there, and thanks to Bob Greenberg, our sports director and sales manager. Chris, we'll be back on the air Friday night somewhere. We don't know. We do know that one of the games will be the Steel Bowl, Sharon Farrell. The other game, we don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. A lot of great games in Week 8 next week.
Yes, no doubt. It's nice to see that. That's the one thing that's certainly the reconfiguring of the regions is, we don't have any of those kind of lost weeks. Remember how there would always be kind of like a mid-season lost week? We haven't had that yet. Every week we've been able to get 2 great games on. So yeah, or 2 or more if we've done Saturday games. Yeah, So yeah, good stuff. Looking forward to next weekend with you, Briggsy.
For Chris Birch, this is Ryan Briggs saying good night from Mercer. The Mustangs go to 5-2 with a 43-7 win over Kennedy, and you heard it here on Sports Radio 96.7. Have a great night and a great weekend, everybody.